counterattack!
Free will, or was it fate? Hasten. We've hardly any time left to save them.
Enemy targets detected.
Ill fate descends! Mind your manners. Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Enemy data net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack!
What do you want to know? Ill tidings manifest.
Ready for another?
Another journey begins, destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Memories of beneath the waters lies an endless abyss.
Enemy data secured. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack! All things in this world have their laws. Human creations! Together as one, commencing support.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Still waters of oblivion.
Enemy target ready for another? Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack! No matter.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Mission failed.
Friend, my expression wasn't much better than yours when I first saw this. Your eyes aren't deceiving you. It's her. The famous singer, Robin. Well, first of all, can I just say that this had nothing to do with me? I'm just an unlucky bystander here. The family can testify for me. If you don't believe me, just ask anyone in the Bloodhound family. They hate me and they hate the IPC, so they'd never lie. This is not where the crime happened. What I showed you was a memory. The most basic light cone manifesting tech, authorized by the Garden of Recollection and owned by the IPC. Did you really think the Galaxy Rangers were outsiders this whole time? Penacony has made a solemn commitment to protect the safety of anyone inside a family dream. Any person in distress will be forcibly awakened and safely returned to reality. What gives them the confidence to make such conclusive statements? Because behind this promise is the harmony. The family's Dreamweavers link up their minds together to construct an unbreakable defensive line. Breaking through this line of defense to create death in the dreamscape. Not even a memo keeper could do that without the family's permission. Who could have done it, friend? The only one is her. The girl who calls herself a Galaxy Ranger. An imposter, an unsought guest. An emanator who hides her true identity. Ifrit's death was a foregone conclusion. And Robin? Her misfortune was staring right at her. Who will be the next to die? It's fine. Listen to your gut. Building trust always takes time, and I'm willing to wait. I just hope you realize that wherever that legacy is concerned, covert plans are already underway throughout Penacony. Everyone's got their own agenda. Careful you don't get stuck on the wrong side. If I were you, I'd keep my distance from Acheron. After all, any schemes out in the open are always going to be better than a monster in the shadows, right?
Who's to say there isn't an even deeper conspiracy lurking beneath the surface?
Memo Keeper, I think our little deal is finished.
Aventurine is telling the truth. This memory is a real one, and there's no sign of any distortion grafting on.
The IPC is not the Garden, and there are real limits to what they can actually do, but you know all this. Friend, let's not beat around the bush here. The thing is, I want to reach out personally to team up with the Astral Express. I told you I'm just not interested in scrambling for the legacy. I just came to Penacony for work. I'm here to retrieve some lost property for the IPC, if you catch my drift. I'm talking ownership of this frontier prison. This has all become a bad debt thanks to the cancer of all worlds. The IPC has tried sitting down for negotiations time and again, but the family wouldn't even take our calls. You have no idea how difficult these people are to deal with. Put it this way. They've hushed up the existence of death before, so they can definitely cover up any news about Robin's death. It'll just quietly float off like a bubble and pop. Nobody ever being the wiser. That's not fair, right? So then, friend, I need your help. That's fine. I'm not forcing you. But I'm really not asking for much, so why don't you at least... I have but only one goal. The family's front door is like a high wall, And to tear the whole thing down, I'll have to dig out a few chunks first. Once I find a weak point, the IPC will have plenty of means. Now we have our chance. So long as we can get to the truth behind her death, we can have justice for Robin. Truly a once-in-a-blue-moon opportunity. This tragic news would be extremely bad for the family, so they'll be doing everything they can to stop it. But I trust that there are still a few factions that remain exceptions. And that's why I need you all. You get to find out really what happened and seek justice. And I get to put it toward completing my mission for the IPC. Don't worry, just head back and talk things over with your companion. That navigator is really smart. She must understand the value of this deal. Oh, and take this. A thorough investigation can always use a little more funding. Don't mention it. So long, friend. I really am looking forward to uncovering the truth about death with everyone.
Aventurine just sauntered off. He really doesn't mean to force it, but something still seems off.
What now? What are your plans?
Black Swan. What is she thinking?
On the surface, this doesn't look like a bad deal for you. But he doesn't know about Miss Firefly yet. But, judging by your reaction, he may have noticed something going on, and deliberately shifted topics to the truth of death. To try and... That's quick thinking and very sound logic. Aventurine is no... That is something I agree on. Anyway, be careful out there. There's more than one way to blaze a trail. And as for the other questions, I'm not sure the two cases were committed by the same culprit, but that massive wound looked like its winged blade. Plus, it seems unlikely that there would be two lethal entities loose. Sorry, I can't answer that question. That ranger, but without a doubt, she is the most special guest at this banquet. Two victims appearing one after the other in a very short time span, in and of itself, that's very unusual. Two possibilities. The collapse of Penacony's dreamscape has started speeding up, making death extremely agitated and weakening the family. If someone has chosen these victims deliberately, first a smuggler, then a family celebrity, then this murderer's it's all happened so quickly, I can only make conjecture. Actually... Come, this way. It's a short walk. Don't get lost.
Stream forth, gleam of old blades.
This way. This is where we part ways. Unfortunately, the remembrance doesn't lie. What we just... But follow your heart, and don't be afraid. We all walk... hold on just a sec. There you go. A small parting gift. If one day you unfortunately fall into the deep waters of the memory zone, and there's no... I also pay great attention to the ways of the world. Just think... Then, I've something private to take care of regarding that Galaxy Ranger. Let's leave things there, shall we? What fascinating memories will you bring for me next time we meet? I sincerely look forward to them.
family rep. Is Himiko okay? So much has happened. I should take a moment to gather my thoughts.
Perish that blade now, Ranger.
Do you still dream, Hunter? Of those slain by your hand?
It appears the outcome has already been determined.
We're still alive. As are you. You still have room to make a choice. Leave the music box behind. And then go.
Choice. The bloody trail of the destruction leaves no room for hesitation.
Vatora's fire demon. Even if you sacrifice your life for that eon, you won't get special treatment.
Ranger, you tread the narrow path of the hunt. You could never understand. We come from the fire and are born bathed in fire. We spread, burn, and destroy until all the kindling has burned out and we leave only ashes on the ground. Burning forms the entire life of a fire demon, from the beginning to the end. We are born to die just to put into practice a profile of another universal truth. All things are created for the destruction.
Your companions don't seem to think so. They fight for your chance at survival.
They are my children, and just as I was, they are flames that have yet to burn white hot. They're still young, I don't blame them. But my flames are faint, and time is running out. Can you see the planet of festivities in the distance? I plan to bring Purgatory with me there, and before that, I must surpass you.
Why?
Because on the path they have forged, you have traveled farther than I have. Emanator. You cannot hide your true identity. Draw that sword, for we shall indeed remain here, bound to fight a decisive battle to the death, for I choose this. Destruction is intense, but brief. To cravenly cling to life is to endure an endlessly prolonged existence.
Even if the answer turns out to be your own destruction.
What is important is not the answer, but that it exists, just as you exist. Everything exists to be destroyed. Emanators are no different. Just as even sweet dreams may be born of the void, the so-called impossible is merely something that has yet to happen.
All right. I accept.
You shall witness the most brilliant and intense fire in existence. May this flame illuminate the farthest reaches of your bottomless dream.
A bottomless dream. Yes, that's right. But you've made one small mistake. This blade remains in its scabbard not out of pity or scorn. It's a personal secret that I don't want to disclose, but perhaps out of reciprocity. I'll reveal the truth to you. The hunt is not the path I truly follow. May death be the end of your boundless dream, guiding you back to the waking world. I still see them in my dreams. Hold it. Your time hasn't come yet.
My time?
I've seen many clever disguises that can conceal appearances, but they can never cover up who a person really is. And you're no different. You had no desire to kill the Trailblazer. You only did what you did to drive me and the Memo Keeper away, but why? Did Destiny's slave make you do it?
You know, Elio.
I thought this is just the kind of thing that'd get written into your script.
My script has always been brief. Other than that, anything beyond that is unnecessary. He knows my nature. There is but a single destiny from which no one can escape. And until then, I hold the privilege of choice. However, you appear to be ignorant of this, so it's time for me to inquire. Who exactly are you?
Not your enemy, perhaps.
That's not what I asked.
I don't deserve your curiosity. Loners wandering the cosmos always have their secrets. Take me. I'm wanted by the IPC, so it's little wonder that I know something about the Stellaron Hunters. That's all. Maybe I can help.
What reason would you have for doing that?
I tend to forget things. Which is why, rather than memories, I'm accustomed to using my emotions to capture what I normally wouldn't otherwise. So, I know who is inside that cold armor. How about it? Ready to take off that armor and sit down for a talk?
It's not yet time. I don't need help, but I can give you a suggestion that would make things better for you and me. If your goal is the Watchmaker's legacy, then go look into the family. Not only are they covering up the existence of death, but they're burying the past and the truth about what happens inside the dreamscape.
Already on it.
And the Astral Express is no enemy of yours.
I know that. I just never expected to hear you say it. What's next, then? The Trailblazer's been taken by Black Swan. Will you go look for her?
No need for that. No harm in mentioning that Elio's only given me one instruction. Get all of the Astral Express to track down the Grand Legacy. I tried settling this in an easier and more direct way, but as you can see, here I am, confronting you.
I failed. Can't ever go against the script.
The so-called impossible is merely something that has yet to happen. That's it. Before we split, can I ask you one more thing? Is there anything else in your script about me? I'd like to know what kind of footnote I get to leave in that future foreseen by destiny.
Unfortunately, not a thing came up.
I knew it.
Hang on. I don't.
Don't. What?
Your first question was, do you still have dreams about everyone who died because of you? I don't. Never have. I was born without the ability to dream. I live for this cold, harsh reality, for a little light, and to burn, to keep on burning, until I turn to ash. So, I really envy you.
Is that so? Then you're already living in the waking world.
We heard about Miss Firefly from Black Swan, but we never expected Miss Robin to...
I'm sorry that I couldn't be with you then.
Reality cruises on in serenity, while undercurrents bubble up from the dreamscape. Just like that memo keeper said. Stay strong, everyone. We can still do what we can for them. Starting with finding...
Let's recap everything then. The Trailblazer just
Indeed, we trust that the Nameless has nothing to do with this. And we also beg each of you to help assist the family in verifying...
Looking back, he seemed a little evasive at the time. And he also failed to mention anything about the earlier...
The family's planning on covering up all news about Miss Robin's death.
But the murder that followed closely after was obviously beyond their anticipation. The family had to try and turn things to their advantage by...
It may also be that Miss Firefly's murder had so many witnesses that it couldn't be covered up. So they went with the flow and let more people on this... After all, the nature of the two murders is fundamentally different. The family's first protective measure should be...
All the while accusing that galaxy ring.
Are we missing the forest for the trees here? I always felt that Aventurine's reasons for accusing Miss Acheron were highly subtle.
At this point, I'm afraid the only one...
Look, let's try to gather intel first and then list all the possible outcomes we can. I've still got this sense of foreboding. It's like we're stuck in a whirlpool.
This time we're playing the role of a real detective. But before we...
As I see things, the family harbors no ill will towards the Astral Express. If they didn't trust the crew, they wouldn't have... Plus, this is the family's turf. Teaming up with them should... As for that Aventurine... Well...
He's complex. He deliberately slow-played his hand during negotiations while running circles around us all the while. He appealed convincingly to both reason and emotion. It wasn't forced, but the intent was obvious. Still, it's good to have contacts among all this uncertainty. Aventurine, we also need to keep a certain distance from the family. Never let them get too close. Teaming up with the IPC helps balance that out.
So, you suggest...
Yes. It's risky, but we can only...
I get why, but there's a whole lot of bad guys and girls around here. And I'm worried about getting stabbed in the... No, I can't accept this. Forget about it. Just let me keep an eye on him. If that doesn't work, we can just turn the tables and use him instead.
Then, could you please reply to Aventurine?
Looks like Aventurine is happy with this outcome. Let's tell everyone about it.
Checked off the list.
I hope it's not too soon to bring it up. But I feel like because... Aren't we supposed to be inside a dream? Whenever I see the... Yeah, of course. At times like this, we're so lucky to have our... Everyone's still having a great time out there on the streets. Aw, what a mess.
I really love
Stream forth!
Aventurine said something that he accused that Galaxy Ranger of killing Robin without any evidence whatsoever, but said nothing about her connection to that memory zone meme, or it was a groundless accusation, which only serves... Maybe Aventurine's goal was never to gain our trust. Maybe he wanted to foster a... However, I asked Don Hung back on the Express to confirm that story about the Annihilation. You've met her many times now. What's your... That fits the stereotype of a Galaxy Ranger to a T. They're eccentric, unpredictable, and fond of being alone. No wonder she's a suspect.
Aventurine's goal is to try and recapture Penacony for IPC. To do this, he'll have to bring... The existence of death will be covered up by the family. So how does he plan on taking them down? An attack on the hotel guests? Unlikely. He's definitely going for the family, and it's just a matter of how. The harmony is... Aventurine has devoted considerable attention to her. I was also considering this possibility. Especially... I'm just speculating. In any case, we have to be careful when handling Aventurine. He's clearly a born gambler if he's...
Looks like Aventurine doesn't need anything else. Let's turn our attention to the family's assignment for now. Himiko, what do you think?
Among our current clues, the two murders that she witnessed are the most directly connected. I suggest starting here. One thing I'm curious about is, if a person dies in a dream, what happens to them in real life? Seeing as we're at the
How about we split off into two groups? There are still some things
worth focusing on.
Huh? Aw, I thought I'd finally get to see Himeko and Mr. Yang go out on a mission together. Oh well. Take care then, Mr. Yang.
I will. Honored guest, could you come out for a second?
I'd be embarrassed too, getting stared at like that.
Forgive me. My name is Welt Yang. I'm one of the crew members on the Astral Express. I believe you've met my colleagues.
Welt.
Is there something about my name?
First, don't you want to know my name?
I already do, Miss Acheron. You're a prominent figure in Penacony.
What are they saying about me?
Some claim that you're the real culprit behind these murders, that the Annihilation Gang's tragic fate at the banquet was a result of your blade, and that you're now attempting to unleash another bloodbath on Penacony.
The Annihilation Gang.
Ifrit of Everflame Mansion.
Tragic fate. That Duke turned his dying body to flames and sacrificed his life as a martyr. He was a determined and heroic pathstrider. Not even a villain should be disparaged like this. And what's more, there were plenty of suspects invited. Do they really think that a blade is more dangerous than that black hole you're wielding?
Keen intuition. Not even the family managed to point out the truth behind this cane. So you must surely know, Miss Acheron, that peering into a black hole is not a wise move. As a potential threat, your knowledge of us has reached uncomfortable depths. Reveal your true identity and intentions. Otherwise, brace yourself for gravitational disintegration.
That shouldn't be necessary. But if it makes the Nameless feel less defensive, I'll be happy to abide. Believe it or not, Galaxy Ranger, Acheron. Those are the names I go by to this very day. My trip to Penacony is solely to fulfill an old, final request. I'm here for the Watchmaker's legacy. And that's it. I think I've been honest enough.
Still unwilling to reveal your true identity?
It's not that I don't want to. It's just that I can't. I've come so far, and I can't sum up all of that in just a few words. Everyone has their own unspeakable past. Secrets that they don't want to be revealed. And I won't be asking any more questions, such as why the Astral Express is roaming around the cosmos with a stellar on board. Is she okay? That memo keeper didn't do anything, right?
She's fine. Let's just stick with the topic. Gaining my trust depends on how much you're willing to reveal.
I've run around many different Penacony dreamscapes just to try and find that legacy. And during this period, I came into contact with quite a few guests. In the process, I gradually came to realize the secret of Penacony may be closely related to the Trailblaze. That's why I've come to ask for your help. I don't have enough proof yet, but I'd like to speculate something. The source of all tragedy lies within the family. If you could trust me, we could find the proof to support this claim together. Mr. Yang, I think you've come to the same conclusion, haven't you?
Let's leave it at that. For now, I'll choose to believe that you bear no hostility. Share your findings with me and me alone. I don't want vague conjecture to interfere with other people's judgments before we find solid proof.
By the way, would you like something to drink? Before we go, how about 2 cups of Wake the Heck Up? No, 4 cups. Because the conversation coming up will last forever.
I've been watching her closely for a while now, and the first invitation was in the banquet hall of the hotel. She just sat in one corner, keeping silent, chugging down a couple cups of Wake the Heck Up. I told her it's a pungent, bitter beverage, not the taste of sweet dreams, only for people allergic to Soul Glad. And she said,
Really? But I don't taste any difference at all between them.
the guest rooms are charmingly minimalist. An aesthetic you share, Miss Acheron. It's a cinch, this music box. The invitation received by the Annihilation Gang. There are latent memories that linger on it yet. You see, memories of you are not yours alone. They travel in other people, other things. I know much, and I can predict even more. With some help, the dead can be made to speak. The Annihilation Gang, that band of desperados who all disappeared after meeting you. What exactly happened to them? Well, let me reveal all.
Gradation 12. Dreamscape 12. Father, I dedicate this to you.
Well done, Dubra. Wherever they go, shout.
There it is. It's hazy, but it's Ifrit's voice. The other one is probably his progeny. This is the residual memory from when the invitation was first delivered. They were abruptly interrupted.
They sought refuge in a land of sleep. Children of the flame, this marks your rite of passage.
She won't be necessary. I alone am enough.
When have those on the path of destruction feared death?
The Everflame Mansion has set out on a journey. Those poor people, they have no idea what lies in wait ahead of them. Memory recovery is going well, but slowly. She'll be here soon, and time is short. There's nobody else here, so there's no need to be delicate. In fact, I think I'd better go all out. What happened? The memory after that is blank. How is that possible? This music box fell into Acheron's hands, and she brought it to Penacony. That's a fact, and that's how it should have gone. But along the way... it's like it's been erased. Who's done this?
Who are you? Who are you?
It's... No. Is this not a memory?
Oh, a memo keeper. Do you serve the Garden of Recollection? Or the Cremators? My name is Constance. A pleasure to meet you. We were supposed to meet in Penacony and spend an unforgettable time together. But that seems unrealistic. Dahlia's not welcome on the banquet star, and I don't need a coming-of-age ceremony. And you, I know what you're looking for. Want her secret? I can give it to you, and then you can enjoy the banquet for me. I wish you unforgettable memories.
Oh. A phone. Wanna listen in?
A few days ago, the IPC made an announcement. Under the watchful guidance of the Marketing Development Department, and in accordance with the Interstellar Peace Treaty, the formation of the Sigonian sovereignty is of great historical significance to the Sigonia system. This move puts an end to the planet's long...
Sigonia 4 is located in an unclaimed zone at the intersection of the Denise, Prothean, and Dorneau star clusters. The planet's surface environment is known for being extremely harsh, constantly faced with the threat of impact from small-scale... This is why very few intelligent species have made this planet their home, dividing themselves into several tribes to eke out nomad lifestyles as they struggle to survive.
Sigonia. Sigonia. Raven land of rock, but not water. Lightning, but not rain. You promised us a land of honey, yet yoked when you took his father. My child was still sleeping in my... I don't ask for a peaceful death. Just for you to tell me. Does the baby swaddles otherwise?
Mommy! Mommy! It is raining! It's true! There's Outworlders work.
Darling, listen. Such a lucky child. Such a blessed... May the goddess Gaia and your schemes forever. Welcome to this sad world, Kakavasha.
Time to wake up, gambler.
Oh, heavens. I must have drunk too much soul glow.
Just as you guessed. Nobody outside knows about Robin's death. There aren't even baseless conspiracy theories. They're still streaming.
Of course. Who could imagine that death would actually descend upon the idyllic, to be honest with you? I didn't believe it. I even tested it a few times myself. Until I discovered that I couldn't actually die. Whenever there's any danger, I'm forced... That's why I'm convinced that there are a few big secrets...
Then you must have heard about the Memory Zone meme. When I graciously deigned to establish connections with the Oak family on your... Besides Robin, there was... another body. I don't...
2 murder cases? I told you something seemed off about the Nameless. This murderer is a psycho. But I have to admit, the case should be easy to crack. It's just that their trickery runs deeper than I thought. Robin, stand it. What should we do? Let me think.
Incredible, gambler. Have you already...
There are plenty of chips, but it'd be best to choose carefully. The most straightforward... Robin is what she calls mute. She has lost her voice, and while most people can't pick up on it, you and I cannot mistake that sound. Not produced by any voice box, but rather by the... If that girl hadn't gone hoarse from singing practice, there'd only be one possibility. Something was... But she died.
A complete and utter loss. Incidentally, it seems to... There were eyewitnesses at the scene, and the family, in their graciousness, has tentatively accepted your alibi. However,
For the foreseeable
Well, things aren't looking too optimistic, Doctor. Starting to break out in a cold sweat.
A probability? Yes, it exists, but it verges on the But if you simply can't control yourself and want to try your hand, then they're just so... That man.
Who?
Sunday.
Is this a public hearing or a...
If it were the former, it would hardly befit my stature to...
Fine. Ratio, I'm convinced now that there must be something wrong inside the family. Oh, just you wait and see. Without any further ado, let's set off.
We're here. The Dewlight Pavilion is the Oak family's fortress and a place where heads of the family...
Fortress? I like this metaphor.
This mansion nominally belongs to Sunday and is very befitting of its owner. Without his express invitation, the likes of ordinary guests...
Hey, Doc, whose side are you on?
Who's to say I won't sell you?
We'll see. When we meet the authoritarian master of the Oak family...
Follow me and I'll bring you to his parlor.
Feeling lucky.
You two, that's a place of
I was requested by Mr. Sunday to...
Oh, I remember you.
Excuse me?
The one on your head. Of course, it's nothing compared to my...
Right, and as I meant...
That's because you can't see it. Like I say, only family can see the...
It seems like the idiocy index here is...
A dead end?
The door is shut tight.
I mean, there is...
For security reasons, the family built the administrative site deep in the dreamscape. On the previous occasion, an attendant named Kona had gone to the side room.
Well, maybe we should do the same. Let's go and take... This is hardly enough for a seat at the table. Feeling lucky.
Do we?
Watch your head.
Converge and awaken. Can I have fun all this things time? Human creations.
Hedge your bets. Spend freely. No dirty trick.
Enemy data signet markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack. Equipped. Time for a fun. This combat needs... This is double speed.
It's on me.
Enemy targets detected.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Watch your head.
Ready for another? It came together. Time for a fun.
Spend freely.
Enemy data secure net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack. I see through you. Time for a fun. Ready for another? Not good.
Sure, I'll play a... It's on me. Watch your head.
More enemy.
Hedge your bet. Spend freely. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Watch your head.
Enemy targets detected. You took the bait.
Feeling lucky.
Stream forth. Gleam of old blades.
Time for fun.
Again. Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Enemy data signet markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack. You took the bait. Time for fun. This is double speed.
Free will, or was it fitting still waters of oblivion? I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. This is what exploring the cosmos is all about.
Do we still have the upper hand? Huh, more enemies. Time for a buzz.
I hit them up. The dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it off. Watch your head.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Enemy data signet markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
No dirty tricks, right? Oh. Sure, I'll play along.
Another journey begins. Just now for oblivion.
Enemy targets detected. Can I have fun this time?
Hedge your bets. Spend freely.
Free will, still waters of oblivion. Another blood debt repaid. Don't forget to let your friends in on the action.
Stream 4. The gleam of old blades.
Six nightingales facing in different directions.
But are these nightingales?
They are. What's wrong?
How can nightingales be so huge? They look more like...
There are no eagles in the 5 families, only nightingales. Why?
Just
a truly miraculous discovery. Perhaps I should offer you the chance to join the Genius Society.
Really? I thought you'd given up on that already.
I was being sarcastic.
Oh, impressive. So much for Mr. Sunday's reserved, virtuous image.
Do you need me to remind you? We're in a dreamscape. No matter how grand the mansion looks, it'll not affect Penacony. Stop wasting your time,
Yeah, you're right. The only way to destroy the family is death.
Stream 4. Gleam of old blades.
Don't forget to let your friends in on the action. Perhaps there's more than one right answer. Seek, and you will find.
Hold on.
Huh? What's wrong?
No, but this...
My friend?
It's a trial. You got to prove, if I'm not wrong, we need to find a way to open this door in the hall or this...
Oh, an escape room.
Get serious. I've no time for games. Let's head back.
Wow. That's an enormous sandpit. I'd love to build a tall building for myself. Once I have enough savings. Oh, look. There's a noticeable gap in the model. I believe you're right.
There wasn't a gap before. That man must have done it intentionally.
Well, with your brilliant mind, you shouldn't have any trouble recalling...
Of course. Let's look around. When I see it, I will know it.
Fine. Fine. Why do I feel that we're pursuing a degree in burglary now?
found it. This is it.
Stream 4. Stream 4.
The gleam of old blades.
Stream 4.
The gleam of old blades.
Jump.
Huh. And the nameplate reads Gulliver's Arch. Well, I'm amazed you can remember something this tiny.
If I were you, I would shut my mouth.
Oh, this reminds me of one of those building toys. You know, with the block. Oh, look. The gap is closed. And... Oh, good heavens. Did I shrink?
Indeed.
Oh, Doctor, you're huge. Oh, actually, I think we could make this work for us. Just find a way to slip me into Sunday's column. Oh, fine. I was just kidding. Let's find a way to open the door.
Welcome to the I Am an Oak Soldier. I will be here to...
And tell me about the tool.
Hello! Welcome to the Golden Hour base model. I am an Oak Soldier. I will be here to guide you through the tour of the base model. Happy to be of service. Generating guide. Please wait patient. Found the nearest check-in spot. Please look behind me. A capsule machine model.
What's up with that? Now the family's toys are trying to frame me? I didn't do a thing to it, Doc. You've got to be my witness.
I saw nothing.
Stream 4. Stream 4.
The gleam of old
Stream 4.
The gleam of old blades.
Oh, capsule machine. There's no mechanism. So, I was right. These models have interiors that look exactly like the real building. Oh, one of the fragments flew upstairs. I'll need to use the pinball machine to flick myself up there. But... oh, Doc!
There's no need to yell. I can hear you. The pinball machine must be... Finally, a moment of peace.
Stream forth, a gleam of old blades.
That's it. Pleasant moments of solitude are always fleeting.
Oh, you're back. Just... Thanks, Doc. Oh, Horatio, you should come in here and take a look. The view here is breathtaking. Honestly, you could easily squash me with just a pinch.
If that is your wish, I will do so without...
All done. Piece of cake. Feeling lucky.
Stream forth, a gleam of old blades.
Do we still have the upper hand? Enemy data net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack. This combat needs up. This is double speed.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. How familiar.
Can I have fun this time? Time for a buzz.
Hedge your bets. Huh? The dice have bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
That's half the work. Destined for oblivion.
Time for a buzz. Enemy data net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Sure, I'll...
Another journey begins. On the still waters of oblivion.
All done. Piece of cake.
Bring forth the gleam of old blades.
And the joyous tour of Toy City has come to an end. Makes me feel sad. Penacony isn't all bad, right? I'll use this interesting experience as a talking point at the poker table.
It's a pity you made it out of the sandpit alive. Sunday is just...
Yeah, only I believe...
Tell me about your...
I don't have a plan. I'll just play it by ear. There are...
Looks like sincerity is...
Am I not sincere enough? There's no need to emphasize it. We've got to make... And I'll help him find the murderer. He can't...
On what basis do you believe he's incapable? Necessitating the delegation to some...
Simple. Because that murderer could very well be a traitor hiding. That was just an excuse, good doctor. There's something wrong with that woman. We need... Moreover, I need to know her identity. If I'm lucky. She could... But honestly, the murder case is likely unrelated to her. I believe my standpoint. There's a rat in the family. We'll see. Using Robin's death as a bargaining chip, I'll win back my freedom if the chance of winning is just beyond this door. Even if that chance...
Ah, the charming audacity.
3 chips are enough. All or nothing.
It seems my puzzles are too effortless for you.
I appreciate your words. And I see you...
Well, this isn't an invitation, but a summoning. Before we speak, I imagine this knowledgeable doctor friend of yours has been of great...
Certainly. You ought to know this better than I do. He's...
Yes, the doctor has assured me of your noble character. He considered... I have come to know you very well as a person, Mr. Aventurine. You're diligent, generous, and willing to cooperate. But there's one thing I must ask you. That is, you've used your wisdom at the wrong place to meet the wrong person.
You don't look too well. If not, then it means I'm on your side.
If I wasn't mistaken, you'd just made a...
No, you weren't mistaken. For depravity is... There's no need for us to be evasive. Let's talk about your sister. Your sister's talent is unrivaled in the world of show business. Who could be responsible for this? Many suspect the culprit. Now your noble status has become a shackle, preventing you from apprehending the murderer and avenging your sister's death. But don't worry.
I'm immensely honored by your concern for me, Mr. Aventurine, since you're so selfless.
Well, naturally, you wouldn't incur any loss from this. I just want to reclaim what is mine.
The box in which the cornerstone...
That's right.
Cornerstone. I've heard it's a treasured asset of the Strategic Investment Department. A sacred stone that seals the Preservation Emanator, granting significant power. For an object so precious, it probably comes at an even higher price than
Well, I'm sure you're aware of the high level of risk I'll be undertaking to bring the truth to light.
Mr. Aventurine, when you're out and about, do you always make adjustments to your appearance? Your tie should be on the center line. Your shirt must not protrude from your vest.
Of course.
But I don't, because it's not appropriate to do so in public. You should make sure I'm not the kind that takes risks.
No room for negotiation.
Please, don't let me...
Sure. The gift money is good enough. I suppose you wouldn't mind that. After all,
You compromised quicker than I thought. Unfortunately, it's a gambler that needs a bargaining chip, not a merchant. I can give you your gift. The fact that you can decisively forsake the box you asked for, what exactly is stored in it? Oh, triple-faced soul, please sear his tongue and palms with a hot iron, so that... Under the light of the harmony, all wickedness is revealed. I implore them to shed their light, and I'll ask you questions on their behalf. Next, you have a...
And if I refuse to answer?
You can try, and we'll see if the harmony... Question. Do you own a cornerstone?
Yes.
What a simple answer. You, too, understand that idle chatter leads only to poverty. Did you hand over the cornerstone to the family when you entered Penacony?
Yes.
Does the cornerstone you handed over to the family belong to you?
Yes.
Is your cornerstone in this room right now?
Yes.
Is your memory free from any kind of tampering or deletion, encompassing but not restricted to the techniques of the garden?
Yes.
Are you an Avgin from Sigonia?
Yes. You even know about that?
Do the Avgins have any ability to read, tamper with, or manipulate one?
No. Does it matter?
Do you love your family?
Yes.
All the Avgins were killed in a massacre.
No.
Are you your clan's sole survivor?
Perhaps.
Do you hate and wish to destroy this?
I don't know.
Interesting. Now, the final question. Can you swear that at this very moment, the Aventurine stone is safe and sound in this box?
Of course.
Looks like we can get an answer. Open it, Mr. Aventurine. It's your... Please. Are these what you're looking for? Since you came as promised, learned doctor, does this mean that you are willing to take the side of the family in this farce?
What makes you think you can convince me?
I've heard you haven't enjoyed Mr. Aventurine's company. I also understand that you're an avid learner who sees the pursuit of knowledge.
In that case, you ought to realize that a competent scholar knows their position and wouldn't forsake more vital matters for the sake of petty pride.
If you agree to assist the family, I'll share our research findings on the Stellaron. You must be quite aware that...
Cut to the chase.
I need Mr. Aventurine's comprehensive plan.
Haven't you confiscated his cornerstone? You can't expect a featherless bird to take flight.
But I've also heard the 10 elites in the Strategic Investment Department have united, progressing together in the interests of the IPC.
You'll have to speak more clearly than that.
The cornerstone, which Mr. Aventurine surrendered. Was it really his?
You question whether he would entrust you with someone else's cornerstone. The 10 Stonehearts aren't as united as you think. Cornerstones are significantly more...
But you know that he's a crazed gambler. The more vocal he is about it.
I never imagined someone would share his way of thinking. Honestly, you should see a shrink. Bring it. The box containing the cornerstone is unique, and only IPC senior staff and related members can access it. Unfortunately, your guess is correct.
The golden stone. Its color and glow are simple.
This is the very ruse he intends to use to fool you. He won't reveal to you that the 10 Stonehearts chisel their own will into the cornerstones, granting... And this golden statue is also known as Topaz, not Adventurine, and it belongs to Topaz. So, do you wish to confront him?
Not at the moment. I'm more interested to know the location of his cornerstone.
The safest place somewhere you'd never think of, because he never intended to hide it. In fact, that cornerstone has been in your hands from the very beginning.
I see. This bag. Mixing a cornerstone, more precious than life itself, with a bunch of worthless jewels, disguised as a gift of money waiting to be confiscated, is indeed in line with Mr. Aventurine's style.
Then he makes up some trivial excuse, downplaying the matter, and requests the gift money. This is a gamble, one he's all too familiar with, betting on your single misstep leading to...
Learned doctor, I am grateful for your help. As for the villain, I hope he retreats in humiliation. It was all thanks to your friend with a keen eye that I could... Ratio, you wretch. Finally shown your true colors, huh? Oh, and just to remind you, you currently only have 17 system hours left. You might as well explain yourself. What I performed on you just now was the Harmony's consecration. You were to show allegiance beneath the illumination of their grace. Yet you acted willfully, uttering nothing but falsehoods, transforming the consecration into a trial.
Is this what the Harmony represents?
You misunderstand, Mr. Aventurine. Punishment is meant for the irreverent. Throughout these 17 system hours, you will be unable to escape the dreamscape or contact any of your companions. You only have 2 paths before. Should you succeed, you will be able to coalesce into the Harmony and be with your family. If you fail, you will suffer the wrath of the Eternal Centurion, and fall into an abyss of doom.
Sounds like I'm gonna end up the same either way.
I indeed do need a servant to help me uncover the evil hidden in the family from an external perspective. I will purge the evil when the time comes. Compare your findings with mine. If both our findings align, or if you can provide me more insights, then they will truly be able to grant—
Shameless hypocrites. You took everything from me and still demand the truth? That isn't fair. Your carnival reeks with the stench of cash. Nothing is achievable without it.
This is meant to be an act of personal virtue, not requiring the family's support. Your bag is over there. Do as you please. I believe you can. Off you go, Mr. Aventurine.
This meeting isn't an interrogation or a negotiation. It's an outright execution.
Why would I do that, Mr. Aventurine? I'm just wondering what a passerby who stumbled upon a scene of a murder could have found out. By the way, before you go...
What is it now?
Do you truly wish to bring about the destruction of this world?
Kakavasha! Where did you go? Oh, are you injured?
I got it back, sister.
You went to look for them? That's too dangerous. I can't live without you, little brother. Promise.
Sister, don't be afraid. The catechins are fools.
One?
I made a bet with them. The two birds in the desert and me. Who will die first? I won. They suspected me of cheating, but I didn't. I won fair.
Of course you'd win. You've always been a lucky child. Gaia, but that's no reason to push your luck by going up against those bloodthirsty, cruel
I'm sorry, sister.
It is important, but not as important as pain and poverty are the trials of Gaiathra Triclops. You're a child blessed by Gaiathra Triclops and can lead the clan to happiness. So always remember, listen to me.
Okay. But sister, Gaiathra Triclop,
And why did she not protect Dad when he was swept away by the quicksand? After all, Dad went to the catacomb. Where was Gaiathra Triclops when Mom was shivering in our arms? Mom was still pleading for Gaiathra Triclops. Sister, everyone praises me for being smart, but I don't get it. Then how bad were our sins?
Excuse me. I can't seem to find any information on this artist in the Iris family archives. The photo you provided also doesn't show any matches.
Just as I thought. I'd like to ask, what kind of traces do people leave when they enter a dream?
Are you referring to the records when you enter the dream pool? The equipment will monitor physiological indicators such as heart rate, blood oxygen levels, and body temperature in real time. This data will be included in statistics and handed over to the family for the screening of any data anomalies. Immediate action will be taken once any illegal behavior is detected. Please rest assured, your vitals are monitored in case of emergency.
Can I trouble you to—
I apologize. The hotel does not have access. This information—
Looks like nothing can be—
At least we know who to look for next. We can thank Thank you for your assistance, Miss Allie. By the way, is Miss Robin doing fine? We are
fine? What does that mean? Is there something wrong with Miss Robin? The preparations for the Charmony Festival have been proceeding smoothly.
Sure enough, no one knows about Miss Robin. I'm not surprised. But that Miss Firefly is truly mysterious. There's no information on her in the hotel system. She's also in the running for the legacy. How?
Is there any other way to enter?
The Memo Keepers have abilities that are difficult for normal people to comprehend. In the memory zone of Penacony, they thrive effortlessly. A fact proven to us by Black Swan. The hacker girl from the Stellaron Hunters used extraordinary means to unlock the Dreamscape Hotel's seal.
The Garden of Recollection and the Stellaron Hunters. Both are possible.
Who are you guys?
The Bravo team has arrived at their designated position, ready to execute armed evacuation? Boss, are you drunk? What do you know? It's more efficient this way. Just don't let the director find out.
Help! Help me! I spent all my year-end bonus on the snowball!
Hey, check it out! That
To all guests, the IPC will be conducting special...
I'll request a beating for you lot! You've been told not to drink during work hours. Take him back to the hotel room. I'll organize a meeting later to properly go over how this incident report should be written.
Miss Topaz? I never thought I'd run into you on Penacony.
Oh, long time no see, Astral Express crew. It's fine. Do as they ask and try to avoid any conflicts with the family. As you see, the IPC isn't very popular here on Penacony. Cordiality from the only Aventurine who carries an invitation is allowed to attend the banquet. An entourage like us, we can only sit around.
No wonder Aventurine's scrambling to partner up with someone. The IPC can't back him up and...
His situation isn't optimistic, I hear. You're all helping to investigate some dirt on the family, are you?
Thank you, Miss Topaz. We're on our way to the Hounds to verify some...
Yep. They're tailing us right now. Why not go and talk to them? It'll take the spotlight off me. Being constantly stared at is really uncomfortable. How does it feel to be in business with Aventurine? That's just his style. All or nothing is his mantra. He's always cozying up to his clients while egging them on to undertake some dangerous assignment with him. But Aventurine's luck has always been good. He's always closed all his cases without a hitch. Of course. It's business. As for the 2 cases, apologies, but I don't have...
We're carrying out our captain's orders.
What? We made a mistake last time, and we're working hard to rectify it now. We don't have time for anything else. Surveilling the IPC executive Topaz, ensuring that she stays put at the Reverie Hotel.
So that's it. They were the pair who were after Firefly at the time.
It's you again.
Well, spit it out.
So you know each other. That's right. We're investigating a...
Hey! The security officer instructed everyone to shut their trap. What murder?
That's right.
Looks like they're not going to cooperate. But they did at least tell us that the captain is at Dream's Edge.
Why don't we just look for the security officer then? It's... such tight security. I bet they're stumped by the case as well. Yeah.
Apologies. The Bloodhound family is running an investigation up ahead. No unauthorized personnel. Hold on a minute. I think
How much trouble have you... You think you look alike? Wait, are you...
Not possible. It was you the last time yelling about some clockwork friendship while... I'm not letting you get by this time.
Huh? What kind of...
Hold on, sir. We have documents authorized by the family that would aid your investigation.
Who exactly is this Gallagher you keep talking about?
He didn't...
It was the security off...
He'll do. He's the one we've been looking...
Sorry, no can do. The boss, everyone, please leave.
We're really sorry for troubling you.
Another way. That's it! Can you perform it again? Please?
Sorry, no can do. Everyone... You lot in...
Sorry, but human lives and the family's reputation are...
No, I meant... Do I really have to get down on my knees? I didn't think you were the type who would kick someone when they were down. If that's the case, I'll just have to acquiesce to everyone's...
No. No.
Looks like he still doesn't want to dive...
Let me see what time... Whoa! It's this time to clock out! And no one's gonna stop me.
What?
Huh? At least he won't be getting in our way again.
I was wondering what all the commotion was. Huh.
Hello, Mr. Gallagher, sir.
Miss Himiko.
Mr. Gallagher.
Of course I do. You folks are from the legendary I had an encounter with this lady in the golden hour. I remember that. I'm sorry for what happened to that kid.
This is also the reason why we've come to visit you, Mr. Gallagher. The Express can't just...
The Nameless, involved with the family.
Why?
It's nothing. No matter how much one resists the beautiful dream, when the time comes, they too...
Mr. Gallagher seems to be...
You got it wrong. You want to discuss the case? Sure. Come with me. Even after that chilling tragedy, other than the family of the Harmony, it's hard to...
The family itself is a huge perfect. Each member of the family sees themselves as a piece of the divine puzzle, revolving around a singular core and a shared ideal. Under their command, they loyally fulfill...
Interesting analogy. Perhaps that's why...
The human body has its limits.
That doesn't sound like the kind of comment a Galaxy Ranger would make.
Just pointing out the facts. Mr. Yang will definitely have a better sense of what's going on than I do.
Why do you say that?
The beautiful dream is crumbling. But not because of a particular eon, a particular faction, or a particular visitor. Its collapse stems as people immerse their souls in the dreamscape, where consequences and pain cease to exist, and only ease and pleasure prevail. Also, this necrosis will diffuse and spread. One piece of the puzzle's mutation will eventually...
In the end, the dreams that people built in the name of freedom I'm sure you've gained a lot from this trip, Miss Acheron.
Of course. Don't mind me. It's just a habit. Owing to events in the past, I've become easily forgetful.
Take your time.
That should do it.
The moment of daybreak. I've heard that's where the Dawn Factory, which processes the...
Behind the dreamscape song and dance stand many imagination factories. They say it will suffice. Experiencing the bizarre and motley, there I encountered a young woman who had just come of age. The perfect time to indulge in beautiful dreams. Her greatest wish was to one day move to the gold. For certain reasons, her wish was difficult to fulfill.
Gilded Hour. It's said to be Penacony's currency.
Yes. It is a fortress-like financial city, the economic heart of the dreamscape. The Pepesh, everyone there is exquisitely dressed and always in a hurry. The greatest wish of the local Pepesh. I've never met anyone who is willing to talk. I could only stand at the crossroads, watching crowds of people hurrying like the wind. I don't know if they would open the vault door, but before I left, I witnessed a well-dressed Pepeshi person plummet from the sky.
I hear the Blue Hour is very romantic.
Perhaps Mr. Yang has heard. There is a large boat called the Evan. I ran into a wizened lady there. She was at the dock, waiting for her long-departed lover to return. Waiting for... In the humid sea breeze, she spoke of her own youth. Like many who desired wealth and love, they came to Penacony to pursue their dreams. Finally, she suggested we continue our conversation on a boat in the shallows. I agreed and boarded the boat with her. Finally, we retreated to the beach.
The dreamscape of chic, luxury, and consumerism,
Then you all must have seen those who are attempting to realize their dreams. Or have realized them. Scattering money as if it were... I saw an Intellitron there, who was preparing to auction himself. When someone wins a bid, under stipulated periods and rules, that Intellitron had been auctioned off 12 times. And I participated in his 13th. That was the grandest banquet I had ever attended. But never again did anyone cast another glance at him. This time around, there were no successful bids. This is what I've seen and heard along the way. Someone once said to me, Penacony wasn't like I've traveled through the reality and dreamscape of the planet of festivities. Watched the tides of night rise and fall when time stopped for people. Were the spirits of the rich and impoverished. This is why I think the collapse of the beautiful dream.
there might be a way to change.
Perhaps. But if this is indeed the world that people desire, if this is precisely why life chooses to slumber...
Miss Akira? There was a man from my homeland who, at a time when the world was grappling with deep, he wove together the dreams of everyone in the world, linking people's dreamscapes, and shouldered this burden himself. From this, and since that moment, the giant stood between heaven and earth, becoming the pillar of the world's existence. As a price, those who found it hard to move forward, they slumbered in a dream, devoid of disaster and pain, living out their days peacefully in the man's created utopia. And it is because of the wishes of those people who wished not to awaken.
And yet, you stand here right now, which also means that man failed.
Because people must always move towards the future. Even if human weaknesses make them pause when they truly cannot move forward, humanity will. And that man, he was never a failure. Like everyone in that world, he etched the possibilities of human nature into his heart. He was the sun chaser of legend, soaring towards the sky and he ascended to heights uncharted, only to come face to face with the sun, a place not visited by anyone before. His wings would melt. Countless others would surpass him, soaring to even greater heights.
A fitting metaphor for the Nameless's trailblazing spirit. Thank you, Mr. Yang. I know what you wish to confirm. The universe has innumerable similar, yet different worlds. In these worlds, there are innumerable... I, too, have embarked on journeys, encountering old friends with familiar faces on different worlds. Even if not completely similar. The story you just told, it overlaps with my past. And within that abyssal dream, I ended that man's life. Alone. I am not who you think I am. Nor will my home be as fortunate as your world.
I am sorry.
It's fine. I don't mind, so long as I can alleviate your suspicions.
There's something I still wish to know, Miss Acheron. Under that representation of the hunt, exactly what sort of power is it that has motivated your solitary journey thus far?
Mr. Yang, before answering that question, I wish to continue the previous topic. I like your analogy very much. Indeed, birds are born to fly. But in a distant past, their ancestors could only gaze at the sky in envy. They saw that faraway ray of light from above the heavens, piercing through the clouds and blanketing the earth. And so, time and time again, generation after generation, the birds spread their wings and took to the sky, attempting to touch it. Then, what if the last bird finally soars into the sky, only to realize that the end of the light is not the sun, but darkness? Then why, exactly, do we even walk towards the light?
Long time no see. Having fun on Penacony? Acheron?
This voice, it's not Constance.
Though I don't know exactly what you are, or what you're up to, my bullets will find you. Until then, you best find a casket store on Penacony and ask the owner to reserve a good quality casket for you, imposter.
Imposter? I see. She gave my whereabouts to someone who's tracking Acheron too. Who are you?
Huh? Did I make a mistake?
I'm the Garden of Recollections memo keeper.
Not bad. This is the kind of tough challenge I like. You that imposter's body...
I don't know what you're talking about, but you know Acheron, the Galaxy Ranger.
Are you asking?
Not quite. I only want to ask, how exactly did she become? She's clearly not a path strider of the hunt, but you are, aren't you? Tell me, what's Acheron's deal?
Sure. Heck, never thought I'd come across an ally. What a stroke of luck. Well, I'll be on Penacony soon. Memo keeper, that lady's passed. Well, nobody knows is an emanator who should not exist.
You look pale. Or is that also part of your act?
I didn't think you'd have the nerve to show your...
I thought this was exactly what you wanted. After, just tell me if you can't hold on any longer.
So, The genius of the Council of Mundana.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure the people at the Strategic Investment Department would love to be notified of your death in due time.
Great. Then tell your people that Aventurine is ready to go in 7...
Oh, you've got a lot of nerve. How exactly do you plan?
Well, my conversation with Sunday convinced me that there's a traitor in the family. That they hold the secrets of Panic. I even managed to recover the gift money. Things haven't gone this smoothly since I walked through the doors of the Reverie.
Sounds like a very elaborate way.
That's all I can say. Aviv, go. Do what you must. I look forward to the sight of the IPC.
That's true, but what's your plan? Did you conceal an orbital support beacon in that gift money?
Well, who knows? Maybe that's why I'm handing out cash even when I'm about to bite the...
You are indeed a gambler.
Maybe I am.
Fine. Here, take this.
What's this? Medical advice? Asking me to solve a case without giving a single clue. But the way you're all on edge about that stowaway...
You. Wait. I get it now. This is some sort of prank show. You youngsters are always...
A great show will start soon, old man. But before that...
Ah, I see. Another fearless youngster looking for death. Oh, death? Not even remotely innovative. The effects are awful. First, some monster covered in eyes stabs you in the gut. And then...
Is that...
Yeah, what else can you expect? Don't put too much stock in the panic...
What a joke. Well, a monster covered in eyes. That sounds like the Memory Zone meme. I can feel something inside my head. Is the harmony starting to kick in?
Would you be willing to support my performance? And keep the... Wow, how fabulous!
Well, you see...
That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you.
Sure thing. Oh, by the way...
Death? That's...
Oh, you see, I'm a tabloid reporter collecting ghost stories and pet...
Well, if you're up for some gossip, it's not about death, but there have been some rumors of it was like they were in some sort of coma. Nobody knows what caused it, but luckily the customer eventually regained consciousness.
Thank you. This will unexplained coma. That's actually what happens to your body if your brain dies in a dream. But unfortunately, the customer ended up waking up in the end. The disturbing voice in my head. It's getting closer.
Take care, my friend. If you ever find yourself in... You don't look good, my friend. If you need assistance...
That won't be necessary. I have some business to attend.
All right, then. If you ever need...
Well, actually...
Stowaways? How could there be
All right. What was I even thinking? Does everyone have to go through so much...
A sip of liquor. A blissful... Oh? Or are you just pitying me? Well...
You really shouldn't drink so much Soul Glad, my friend.
Oh?
The devil?
They say...
Yeah.
talk to me. Wealthy people. So, are
I'm flat.
Another curious soul. I see.
How did your boss talk you out?
Well, she simply said, covering baseless urban legends. I thought about it, and she had a point. Reporting on stuff like blowing out birthday candles and getting spooked by night.
Guess she's got a point.
Were you wanting to talk to... Is this?
Yes, it's for you.
Is this for real? Someone is actually giving...
No, it's not much.
I knew it. What's on your mind?
Neither.
Oh, you sound just like my father. He's an Intellitron, so his dream entry methods are different from us organics. Can't count on him to...
Hey, stay positive. The devil of Soulglad, dangers in the dream, and nightmare ghosts. Well, surely death is a popular topic.
Remember what I said. You Sigonians are better off hiding in the sewers. Look at you, snooping around and sticking your nose everywhere. Is the smell of death so enticing, my fine fellow?
Oh, it's you, masked fool. I should have guessed it. You're the imposter who appeared on TV after Robin's death, right?
I heard you got caught by the family. I gave you a clear clue. Befriend a mute. Simple and straightforward, you know? And what did you do? You messed it up and ended up as their prisoner. I told you to make friends with a mute, not become one yourself. You really let me down.
What do you mean?
You know better than I do. Who watched the little songbird that couldn't sing perish right before their eyes? You did, Blondie.
No, I mean... What did you mean by becoming one myself?
Well, it means you'll soon end up like her, unable to speak ever again. But it's a good thing if you ask me, because...
Because I'm getting closer to the truth, right?
Oh?
Why else do you think I'm handing out cheap trinkets all over the streets, fool? All part of the act. Fool's bait. The more pathetic I seem, the more likely you'll come sniffing around. So, now that I've drawn you out, will you reward me with an answer for my efforts?
Why should I help you?
Don't you want to see Penacony descend into... chaos? Well, I can make that happen. Did you really mean Robin?
And what if I say no?
Then I'll thank you. Oh, the word no has never sounded so pleasing.
Well done. I admit I underestimated you, but what difference would it make? Let me tell you something. There were 2 mutes, but one is dead now, and the other, though he's still in Penacony, I'm afraid you'll never find him again.
Now I'm completely sure that I was on the right track from the beginning and never strayed, fool. Right now, there are only 2 things missing from my grasp. The meaning behind the truth, and the means to expose it.
How impressive. That's quite a fancy way of saying I haven't learned anything so far.
Not exactly. I've gathered enough clues to prove its existence. And that's enough for me. As for the answers to my questions, I'll find them within 16.
Oh, really? Only 16 system hours? Well, let me lend you a hand. Here you go. This is my precious, mutually assured destruction button, and I have one just like it. When either of us presses it, if you're really so desperate for the IPC to take over Penacony, blowing up the chessboard isn't a bad idea. Start from scratch. That's where the IPC excels, right? Just press the button when you're at your wit's end. And of course, feel free to reach out to me for my hospice care, too.
Oh, a deadly button, huh? Well, I guess the family didn't take your threat seriously at all. Otherwise, how on earth did you manage to bring it in here?
I have my own ways. That's all you need to know.
Well, I'm afraid I'll have to decline your offer. Who knows if your little gadget will actually work. By the way, I have no plans to search for the other mute friend you speak of. But I'll handle the rest myself. I'll orchestrate a grand finale for the downfall of the family. And at the climax, the walls will crumble, people will wake up, and those who couldn't speak will find their voices again. When that time comes, go ahead, press the button, light up the sky with a magnificent fireworks display for me.
You're still talking big, but sure, if that happens, I'll stay true to my word. Just don't let me down now, okay?
So, number 35. You're back. Like your new lucky.
Can a commodity code really be considered a lucky charm?
Silence! I didn't give you. The guys in black didn't say much, so I've no idea what you did to save your skin in that massacre back. But I figured you must have had good luck, so I bought you. Your first task is simple. Go and play a game with them. You came out alive after 2.
You're insane.
Testing out.
Aren't you worried that the money you spent on me will go to...
I've got stacks on stacks, Blondie. The slave market is... But you look good. And that's why many customers are betting their...
How much did you...
What?
My price.
Huh. You really want to know? Well, it was...
I'll take my chances. 30 Tanba. If I come back alive, you'll give me 30 Tanba.
Are you trying to strike a bet? Yeah, sorry, but, that won't do. You're just a chip. A life thrown away and it's all or nothing.
What brings you here, Gallagher?
Some friends from the old days. Do you have a moment to spare, Siobhan?
Oh, I have the whole day to spare. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dream Jolt Hostelry. This bar offers a wide variety of drinks, but we draw the line at Soul Glad. Why settle for ordinary when you can experience extraordinary? We're dedicated to serving up nothing but pure... What would you like to drink?
Oh, look! A lady as cool as Serval!
Who's Serval? Will you, introduce me to her? Huh?
Oops.
Just spare them, my esteemed bartender. I'm getting up there in age, and I need some practice before I forget the skills that used to put food on my table. Where did you stand?
They're all under the counter. Since our guests have traveled from afar, shouldn't you whip up some special drinks?
That's exactly what I had in mind. Hey, my friends, do me a favor. Go around the bar and bring me any ingredients you fancy. The discussion might take quite some time.
In the bar?
Why, we're in a dream, my lovely lady. You can help yourself to anything if you wish for it.
Oh, did you hear that? She just called me.
Even in reality, mixing drinks is more than just throwing ingredients together. A bartender needs to capture the bar's atmosphere, master technique.
Only then can a perfect...
In other words, what you get from your drink is down to luck. So don't overthink it. Indecisiveness has no place when it comes to enjoyment.
It's so glad. Let's give it a shake. Uh-huh. Why don't they sell soul?
It's all about the bartender's pride. It wouldn't make sense for customers to come.
Hey, look at all...
A few days ago, an actor from the Iris family came. Nah, it turned out to be a landslide victory.
That being said, opening a bar and...
You'll have to ask her yourself to find out. But I have a feeling she won't budge.
That's quite a stash. Not sure if it's enough.
Stay out of my way. I'm looking for Siobhan.
Uh-huh? What's all the commotion about?
Haven't I made myself clear enough, Miss Amiki? The Dream Jolt Host...
But you have the talent. You'll attract a huge audience. You're destined for the Iris' stage, not for this. Come with me. We'll become the talk of Penacone.
As you see, I'm entertaining my guests. Don't make me repeat myself.
Fine. If you don't come along, I'll just sit here.
Just... one moment.
What's her deal? We can't discuss...
Hey, can you do that clockwork trick of...
Yeah, I'm
You're one of Siobhan's guests, right? I just don't... I've seen it. The moment When Siobhan and the crowd is going wild, applause crashing like I've seen that scene countless times in my. Want to raise a glass?
She's still not leaving. Maybe I'll have to try again.
I just don't get. It's ridiculous, right? I'm too timid and shy. Longing, you don't know Siobhan's past. And you have no clue how I know. She probably thinks I'm just trying.
She's still not leaving.
I just don't get. You're one of Siobhan's guests, right? What can I do for you? I just don't get why she won't leave. You're one of Siobhan's guests. I just don't. Those darn Irish jerks! I get it now. I can help clear the way for her. I can do her a favor. Well, talking to you has got me. Maybe I should. Here's the payment for the drinks.
Amaki has left? That's good for her. Radiant dreams, maybe. When you're ready, go to Gallagher.
That being said, mixing a drink is way simpler than you'd imagine, so go ahead. Nice work. You found some interesting ingredients. Each drink has its own unique flavor.
Check out this bottle. The liquid inside half an amp. Ugh, drinking this stuff. That's true.
Did you find the bottle of syrup I've been hoarding? Don't.
That.
Stream forth the gleam of old flames. Stream forth the gleam of old blades. Stream forth the gleam of old blades.
That being said, so go ahead. Nice work. You found some interesting. Each drink has its own. You won't find a sweeter drink now that you've chosen. The taste is. After those despicables sent Mikhail away.
Mikhail.
Almost there. Let's pick it. The IPCs. Well, it's done. Here's to you, dreamer, with this to bringing time to us. So,
the richness and layers of these flavors are a masterpiece. I'm not entirely sure what it all means.
well, if you're expecting the imagery it implies is pretty straightforward. It's just a.
Does this true taste have?
Yeah, that name does sound familiar. When you...
I was right about you. Let's dig deeper into the case, and of course... Alright, let's start with what we know based on the clues the family has. It seems that Firefly isn't a local. She managed to fool me at first. My age must be getting the best of me. But here on the planet of festivities, stowaways are common sight. You're bound to run into one sooner or later. After the incident, the hounds wasted no time searching for that. But here's the thing. We only received bad news. She simply vanished, leaving no trace in the dreamscape or real.
Huh?
That's impossible. The problem now is not that she's dead, but that it's... Let me be frank. This case actually...
Dealt with before, so... Death does have...
You've witnessed it, so there's no need to hide. Even the shiniest city has its dark side. Confronting the family based on that alone would be naive. Death may occur. If you really want to delve deeper into this case, you need to understand...
I guess it's time to tell the story.
You're very perceptive. The Astral Express has received...
There's a message. Witness the impossible in the realm of dream...
Hey, why are you laughing?
No, but I'm the officer in charge of this case. So how could I not know? I'm sure you must have noticed that this message did...
That's just our speculation. Actually, it's hard to believe that the father of Penacony and its...
Now I can assure you that your speculation is... The family has considered the Watchmaker an enemy for a long time. But the hounds haven't been able to track him down. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered why the family allowed the Watchmaker to send out such a ridiculous...
So, you want...
Well, now you understand why the Oak family authorized the Nameless to assist, because the Watchmaker is not the legend of the land of the dreams at all. He's the most shameful stain in the history... You don't get it? Mikhail, the betrayer of the family... Here we are, Clock Studios theme park, the most popular entertainment.
Wait, aren't we supposed to be discussing the Watchmaker? I would have...
The culture of a city reflects its history in the most authentic way. You know that Penacony used to be the IPC's prison planet, right? All the prisoners were brought here. The prolonged exposure to high concentrations of memoria caused a unique phenomenon. The dreams of countless prisoners intersected and over... But everything has a price, and sweet dreams are no exception. In the end, the dream world was unable to alleviate. He is Hanu, the great leader of Dreamville. History is always written by the winners. However, it's undeniable that Clocky is an... These characters not only exist in Dreamville, but also in the distant past.
There are so many members of the Bloodhound family around here.
They just received a lockdown order, supposedly from Day himself. Who knows what it's for?
What's going on? Why can't anyone go in?
So many of them. I've never seen anything like this, even when they're tracking down suspects. Well, it's a masterpiece from the family, after all. Besides the followers of the preservation, the family members are the best. Let's find a quiet spot and continue our conversation. The view here is great, right? We can see everything from here, including Clocky.
If all the characters in the animation are based on characters in the animation, he's Hanu's partner and one of the founders of Dreamville. Does that mean the Watchmaker was personally involved in that war? And
It was a monumental war for freedom. Hanunu fought alongside a motley crew of masked fools, nameless, history fictionologists. Among them was the person who would eventually be known.
But if you do the math, doesn't that...
I'm not sure, but Mikhail was already the Watchmaker when I met him. So
How old are you now, Mr. Officer?
I'm 13.
No way. Not even close.
Hanunu freed the frontier prison, but peace still eluded him. With limited resources, threats from the outside world, and internal conflicts between major prison districts, the future of Ostana was uncertain. It wasn't until the Watchmaker approached the family with the idea of turning the prison into the planet of festivities that Penacony finally gained its name and glory.
Thus, he became known.
But didn't you say the Watchmaker betrayed the family?
No. I'm not his companion, but I am indeed a traitor. Not to the...
What did you do?
I did nothing. And that just like you, I had close companions. We dedicated our... Mikhail was too old to protect his children anymore. So we left the family to find our own path. While they continue to praise the Watchmaker's name in the world, behind closed doors, they condemn him on a pillar of shame. Nevertheless, we wanted to clear his name. We intended to find the real traitor, the one but we failed. Too much time had passed. In the land of the dreams, the family accepted me and made me an officer, supposedly as a form of forgiveness. But it was actually a punishment. I heard he died in obscurity, in a place where no one could find him.
We're truly sorry for what happened.
Apparently, someone has inherited the title of the Watchmaker. Unfortunately, after all these years, I have no idea who that person is, or if they're even So, do you understand why I'm spilling all this info? Because we will find the answers. If it really is Mikhail's ghost, I want to meet him. If only for the last time. For those who despise me could form a line from here. I've told you all I know is a sign of gratitude. Thank you for listening to this old dog. Bark and all. Something just happened at the theme. How ironic. What's so different between the stowaways projected by Penacony today?
Gallagher does have...
While Firefly's whereabouts remain a mystery, his stories shed light on our suspicions about the true identity of the... Exactly. Gallagher suggests that that lines up with what we've gathered so far. Firefly got involved in this mess because...
You're really into Clocky, huh?
Speaking of which, that Clocky who only reveals himself to you is quite... Now that we've confirmed a lot of our suspicions, let's take a moment to think about
Are your companions worried about you?
They're just checking up on me. Let's get in and get... Looks like we're about to enter the depths of...
It's been a smooth ride. Almost too smooth.
Let's see if there's anyone. Something feels off. A grand mansion like this, and this door is open. Looks like...
Just one moment. Light. I've made myself less noticeable. The crew can explain their presence as authorized by the...
I see.
Stream forth, gleam of the model in the sand pit. It's the golden hour.
And the footprints here are different from the rest. Two sets of... Looks like outsiders might have passed through here not long ago.
Stream forth, the gleam of old blades. Well, there aren't any people in this mansion.
Do we still have the upper hand? Together as one. Can I have fun with it? This combat, this is double speed.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Again. Free will destined for oblivion.
We have the upper hand. Ready for another? A quick one. Time for fun.
Look, it dropped something.
A note.
Seems like the mansion's entire... It must have been a big project to require that...
But no matter what their main priorities are...
So, you're saying...
Yeah, but I don't know why. Since no one's around to entertain us, let's make ourselves at home. Stay close to me so that my...
As soon as I and the rest of the crew arrived in Penacony, Mr. Sunday and Robin showed up to greet us.
Robin believed it was because the harmony had been tampered with somehow. But as far as I know, There aren't many entities capable.
Meaning?
If there really is a traitor within the family,
That would explain why Mr. Sunday has been having such difficulty in catching.
the information about Robin, Firefly, and the other.
Looks like the rumors were right. Death does seem to be targeting Rand.
He's just surprised that it has. This light cone is securely guarded. It must hold some important memory.
According to Robin's interview, despite having performed on so many grand stages, her...
I wonder how their relation...
Growing up brings...
Yeah, time has a way of smoothing things out.
It seems neither the Dream Master of Penacony nor...
They don't seem to care much about death. Instead, they're...
Maybe the other family heads don't think death is a big deal. One thing.
Mr. Sunday has done some serious research on his suspects.
They all seem to be insiders, but...
Huh?
What is it?
No, nothing. Maybe I'm just overthinking things. However, if...
Perhaps that's why Sunday is taking this...
That's all for now.
Before coming here, I had all sorts of scenarios in my head about dealing...
Watch out. Someone's approaching.
I don't think trespassing on forbidden areas is Acheron, the Galaxy Ranger.
Our apologies, Mr. Sunday. Nobody came to greet us, so...
But even if there's no one to greet you, you should wait even without the famous Galaxy Ranger. As far as I know...
On the contrary, that's exactly why we're here. To ask you about the case.
Well, since you've...
Rest assured, he hasn't figured out that we went through those documents.
While the truth remains a mystery, I'm getting close to it. I assure you that...
Let's hope justice will prevail soon. I have a question for you, if you don't mind. With all due respect, it's in the IPC's interest to wreak havoc before the Charmony Festival.
Well, other family heads share the same suspicions as you. But, in my opinion, the true murderer... However, I'll give you a suggestion regarding your suspicions, Mr. Yang. You should be more cautious of Aventurine. While the He's a businessman, not some philanthropist. But right now, he's out there handing out his wealth on the streets. And he went to the Clock Studios theme park. While the family is dedicated to keeping our guests safe, you never know what unexpected troubles could arise.
According to a Pierpoint hotline tip, there was a major breakthrough. This fraud case has been linked to many departments within the interastral...
The case's main suspect originates from Sigonia 4 and is one of the survivors of the second... As per Strategic Investment Department Head Diamond's sentiments, the IPC has appropriately relocated the...
What pretty eyes. Tell me, do they shine in the dark?
Well, if they did, I'd sell them in a heartbeat.
You don't know how many people long for your eyes to be closed forever. As a no lawyer has the audacity to defend you.
Not difficult, but definitely.
You're pretty confident on your eloquence. Did you also think that when you lied?
Ask and you shall receive. You wanted the perfect construction material. If your luck holds out, the IPC will dig something up from the golden sands of Ejihazo. Maybe even the Sand King's room.
I'll admit that. What I'm more curious about, though, is why...
Madam, I already have what I want. To be brought before you for...
Then let's talk about the second gamble. Tell...
My life. I want your Lenore to meet with me.
And then what?
I want cash. It is that simple. 30 tanbas. The remainder of my... With this money, I'll climb to even greater heights than you. Grasp even more rich...
Interesting. A pity Diamond won't see you. No one gets to see him. You're wrong. 30 tanbas. I'll give you that. And much more than that. Wealth, Kakavasha. A good name, but unfortunately destined to go. Pick the clothes you like. May your plans never suck.
Life is like a long-term investment. Those who choose correctly, people can't always make the right choices in their lives. Is it because Gaiathra blesses me? Well, if that's the case, but even if I overcome this difficult trial, will I return triumphant with unending riches, never to return? Lowly gambler. What?
What?
Am I dreaming?
Perhaps both. Forgotten me already?
Fine. I may be crazy, but I'm not stupid. Get?
The harmony? Oh, don't play the fool. It's not the first time we've met. I'm you, and perhaps even more aware of yourself than you. Of what exactly you want. You're dying. And you still want to drag a bunch of unfortunate... A grand unveiling. You really think...
Why not?
Well, you may have fooled everyone, but you can't. I can show you. Before you're entirely gone, I'll be with you. Let's have a heart-to-heart while we...
What exactly are you?
Most people in this world spend their entire lives just to reach one outcome. Kakavasha, I am your future.
First, I'm hearing things, and now I'm seeing them. Great. Am I going to be elevated into the just a Pepeshi? No. A child. I thought minors weren't allowed in Golden Hour.
What's wrong, mister? You don't look well.
Impossible.
They're pretty, aren't they? Sis said they're a gift from Mama Funga. Mister. They're in that amusement park. Papa and Mama, I have to go. Goodbye.
Those eyes. And Mama Funga. No, it can't. There aren't any Avgens left.
All or nothing. Stream forth, gleam of old words.
Papa, Mama, wait for me.
Only on Panico.
What are you?
Well, you've known all along. The family truly showed leniency to every... However, people don't see it like that. Especially since the flavor of the dream syrup is so alluring. Which is why, once you step into the hotel, you remove your high hat and beg everyone you...
Well, when you put it like that, even Ratio's a teeny peacock analogy.
Well, you know how rare it is for me to give you the straight dope. It's good timing that you mentioned the doctor. I'm especially fond of what you and he have in common. Oh, when everyone thinks this way, who would even Go on. Tell me I'm right. You know who you really are, Mr. Cavalier Gambler. They only see your big bets, your bravado, the full... It's a heck of an act. No wonder that...
Well, the best way to prevent others from seeing your true colors...
Of course. I know you all too well. But for the preservation, I doubt it.
Oh, I thought you knew. We're done. Either stop talking...
That's fine.
Well, it's not going to be me, anyway.
playing hide and seek. I'm really good at this.
Stream 4.
Hide and seek. When Mama said goodbye that day, how many catechins were like jackals? Huh? I know you won't forget that sound anytime soon. Those shrill cackles. You had to hide right under the noses of those.
It wasn't ruined.
Come on. It's a. Now you don't have to hide. You probably won't even deign to get.
I've never changed.
On the contrary, now you're the one who does the hunting. The last round of hide and seek.
That child. Could he be in here?
Stream 4.
The gleam of old blades.
Infallible.
Stream 4.
Gleam of old blades. Again?
Do we? Still enemy data secure. Net markers activate. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Time for a buzz. This is double speed.
I hit that.
Free will or was destined for oblivion.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activate. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
That child. Could he be in here?
Stream forth the gleam of old blades.
Is this a topaz?
What? Does her cornerstone wrench out of your heart, son?
I was merely curious.
Maybe that winged guy put it here. To taunt you. The cornerstone's hue is the same as the radiance of Clipon's body. I've got to give it to you. I've heard a lot of baloney.
This is just big.
Of course. That's why Ratio's betrayal was one of the keys to your plan. I have to say, that doctor's acting was superb.
Or maybe
All the better for you. Sunday didn't become head of the Oak family by acting sloppy. He's obsessed with control. You have to give him enough, which is why you had Ratio seek him out and leak the plan on purpose. To prevent the other party from suspecting anything. Then until you gave to finally, Sunday took the bait, found the other cornerstone, and boom. Everyone's distracted enough for you to steal the third stone right out from under.
Why don't you stop rummaging through my mind?
Your mind. It's our mind. You're me, and I'm you. The best way to prevent others from seeing your true colors is to first be able to fool yourself. Really? You can't even fool yourself. This is the other cornerstone in Sunday's hands. Rather beautiful green. Just like you. Tell me. Must I do all the work? Aventurine is the stone of luck and trickery. That's what she said when you received the stone, wasn't it? This type of stone isn't rare, but its hue is very similar to a certain gem. In fact, it's often used as a substitute. And that more precious gem is...
Jade. Even Sunday can't tell the difference. Oh, looks like Jade can be substituted for Aventurine, too.
Aventurine, Topaz, Jade. 3 elites, 3 cornerstones who...
As I've said before, 3 chips are sufficient. But will it be the former or the latter?
So, where's the real Aventurine stone? Take it.
Suddenly you don't know where it is?
I just want to hear you say it. After all, it really does resemble its owner.
As you wish, then. They never went anywhere. They're right where they belong. Piled up with these cheap baubles.
You smashed the Aventurine stone before you left? Oh, just look at it. Shattered. Just like your life. Poor thing. A humble pebble coated in the most lustrous sheen. I take it back. You're absolutely clear about the consequences of doing this. Blasphemy against Clipon's body.
Well, Diamond has always been all about results. As long as I could create value. How else would the family be fooled if there was no price to pay? It doesn't matter. Even smashed to smithereens, the preservation's cornerstone can still be used. Its effect may be greatly diminished, but it's
Now I'm really curious. Why does every step you take do you truly believe that the greater the risk, the greater the rewards? I wouldn't have...
There is so much you don't see.
That is...
We'll just have to wait and see then. The cornerstone is gone. Another illusion of the harmony.
Stream 4.
Huh?
Hello.
Yes.
Of course. Big Sis is there. I'm so happy. On her... Yes, that's it.
putting many. They put me, Papa. You should give it a try too, mister.
Sure.